Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss a new interview featuring Melissa Barrera, where she opens up about her character, Sam Carpenter, in the current Scream films and what she hopes to see for Sam in Scream 7. She also reveals in the interview what initially drew her to the character of Sam way back in Scream 5, and also how she views Sam now overall after playing her in 2 Scream films. So let's get into this interview and see what Melissa has to say. Let's go!
Hi, my name is Michelle La Liberté. I'm the production designer on Scream 6, and you're watching Craven Something Scary.
So Digital Spy just posted a new article featuring some of their interview with Melissa Barrera. So if you would like to read the entire interview, where she also spoke about her upcoming horror musical, Your Monster, which is due to be released next year, be sure and check out their website at digitalspy.com. All right, guys, so the topic of Scream 7 came up in the interview, and Melissa was very open about her feelings regarding the character of Sam Carpenter. And she had this to say, quote, "There are so many places that Sam could go. That's one of the reasons that when I read the script for Scream 5, I was so interested in the character," she said. "There's so much potential here of where she could go with her mental health. She's just unpredictable. I find that darkness in her makes her that much more interesting to play and to watch," end quote. So yeah, absolutely 100% agree. It is a wild card factor to Sam, right? And it really does distinguish her from pretty much anyone else in the core 4. I mean, there's no one else has that real mental struggle that we've at least seen openly like this, with her hallucinations, with Billy Loomis, her father, and this obvious inner struggle with the dark side. She's constantly fighting the urge to give in to those dark feelings that she has. And in Scream 5, she got the opportunity to give into those, as we know, at the end, and Richie Kirsch found out what that felt like, and so did Detective Bailey in Scream 6. And just so happens, those are both my favorite kills from those 2 films, respectively. So yeah, when she gives in and she lets go, it is magnificent to watch. She's brutal. But, and I like this too. In 6, remember when she's with her doctor, with her therapist, with Stone, and how she's talking to him about it. And she's like, what she did to Richie and how it felt right. It felt like it was right to do that. And of course, at that point, we all saw Dr. Stone just totally melt down and start to sweat, and like, I can't handle this. But I like to see that progression, and I'm glad they showed us in 6 how she progressed with this struggle, especially after having given into it in 5, because that was a big question I had. How is she going to respond or bounce back, if you will, from that event in the movie? We saw what happened with Richie. Where does it go from there, right? That was the big question for Sam. And we saw what happened, how it really made it where she struggled more with it. And so I really like the direction they took with Sam in 6. And you guys have heard me talk about it here on the channel. I'm really pleased with the performance of Melissa in the role of Sam in 6. Huge step forward, in my opinion, as a character from 5 to 6. I mean, massive leap forward. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what is in store for her now in 7, because we saw such a jump in those 2 movies from 5 to 6. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen from 6 to 7. Really, really excited. So Anyway, I agree with what she's saying here. There is so much potential and there's so much unpredictability for Sam, because there's always that chance she could give in and completely go dark. And there's always that chance where she's going to continue to just struggle, but give in a little bit, give in when she needs to, but still cling to the light. And so it's definitely interesting. Now, she had a little more to say, though, about Sam. She wasn't done yet. And after playing her for 2 movies, she reflected on the character overall. And here's what her perspective was on Sam. She said, quote, "She's the hero, but she's also kind of the villain. It's this contradiction in her that I find fascinating. And if we get to do another one, I would love to see," she continued, "the writers have done a really good job with her up to this point. So I trust them just to know where to take her in a way that will be unexpected and cool for the fans." So absolutely 100% on board, agree with her on this. And yeah, I mean, I still see her as the hero, more so than the villain, but I do see where she's coming from because, excuse me, if you think about it, and this is one clear distinction. When we're talking about the Scream universe and the final girl, obviously that she's been to this point, and we think of Sidney Prescott, the ultimate final girl, the ultimate queen of Scream in my book. But one thing that's very different is when Sidney killed, and Sidney killed a lot of people, but when she would do it, she did what she had to do to get the job done, and that was it. If it was a gunshot, if it was a stab, whatever it was, she did it and she was done. But what we've seen from Sam is the opposite of that. She goes overboard. We're talking 23 stab wounds and a slit throat. I mean, we're just going overboard. 20 plus stab wounds and then knife to the eyeball. I mean, just it's like overboard. In fact, in 6 even, remember at the very end with Bailey, after all those stab wounds, she stops because Tara walks up on her. And then she quits. She holds up and Tara's like, what are you doing? And then she stops. But then what? She ends up going forward and stabbing him again. So she's indulging in the darkness. She's indulging in that. She didn't have to do that, right? That was overkill. And that's one thing that's very different than Sidney and the final girl that we have in Sam, is that she has this unpredictability. And it goes back to what she said a minute ago. It's unexpected. She is going overboard and she likes it. And that's the difference. Sidney didn't like it. Sidney did it because she had to. Sam's doing it because I think she wants to. She wants to do it. She really enjoys it. So clear distinction there, and it definitely does give great potential here for the writers. I agree 100% to do something cool, unexpected in 7. Give us something we're not expecting at all. Just take it to the next level in 7. That's what I hope we see as well. And I'm curious to see what you guys think, and what do you want to see from Sam. So let me know right now in the comments section below, what are your thoughts about Sam Carpenter in Scream 7? What do you want to see from her character? Do you want to see her give into the dark side more? Do you like the balance we saw in 5 and 6? Just tell me what your thoughts are overall about Sam Carpenter as a character. And we'll talk about it. I love reading your comments and your theories and ideas. So please start typing even right now as I'm talking so that we can read those things and I can comment with you and we can chat. Well, guys, that's going to be all for this update, but I'm going to be back soon. Don't worry, with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.